G'day YouTube, my name's Lance, welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, look, it's bloody beautiful. Yeah, high 20s. I had a look yesterday, or last night on the news when we were having a look at the weather. It looks like it's going to come in at somewhere around 30 today, and that's okay. Nice clear skies so far. It's only 5:30 this morning, so So the humidity's gone in the air at the moment. It's actually good weather to get stuff done. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's we're not into long pants in the shed yet, but perhaps we won't be far away. Who knows? We'll see. We've had the week that's gone. We've had a busy week. Always have a busy week. I don't know. It's only my own fault that I have such busy weeks, but through the week at work, we have a young bloke called Mitch, and Mitch has come on to look as a store person to help pack the parts up and things like that. And when the invoices come in from our suppliers, Mitch grabs them and puts them into the system so our stocks are right. Then he helps Nicole with all of the, not with all of it, but some of the packaging for the eBay and a bit of website packaging. And when the parts come in the back into the dispatch area, when we get the pallets of parts, pardon me, he unpacks them and ticks them off and all that sort of thing. So, but anyway, the other day we were buggering around and I said, he seems switched on with computers. You know, I'd say, just give me a note on such and such, and fucking bang, it's straight to my office. So, pardon me, part of my role, apart from being Grand Poobah, is the marketing and overseas purchasing and all that sort of stuff, is the website. And I've been that busy lately, and with going away and all that we haven't been giving the website much attention, as in putting new parts on and checking pricing of parts, because some of the things are going up that quickly at the moment that the parts we have in stock, they're fine. You know, we know what we paid for those and we know what we need to sell them at to stay in business. But when the next run of parts comes, well, we bring them in, and if they've gone up, just say 5%, say, if they've gone up 5%, we need to increase our prices on the eBay and website and all that, just to stay in business, really. And and we got to allow for freight. Like the freight from America, we do weekly orders into America, and the freight's gone from around $250, $260 per shipment to up around $366 US, $380, US. So it's costing us over $400 a week just to bring these parts in. So yeah, we got to, and that, you just got to keep onto all that to stay in business. You can sell parts nice and cheaply and go out the back door quick as you like. So you got to, you know what your expenses are. You need to keep going. So anyway, so he's been checking. I gave him a big list of parts to check, and I printed out one of the suppliers' parts to check out. And the idea is to check what we have in stock, do the stock take. You know, say we have 6 wheel nuts, and our system says we have 6 wheel nuts on our printout. Well, we go and have a look, make sure we got 6 wheel nuts. Find the part number on the website, check that our pricing is current on the website, that we're not losing money on it when we were on some things. And that's, there's that much goes on that sometimes you don't pick things up. And so he's doing that. So, and I thought, oh, that's all right. And any parts that we have in stock from certain suppliers that I've brought in over the years to put on the website, and I haven't got there yet, I said to him, how do you reckon you're going to go with this? And he says, oh yeah, I think I'll go all right. So anyway, I showed him how to do one, and bang, there's another one done. And I had to just talk to him about punctuation and things, but that's no problem. And grabbing the pictures, getting the pictures. Some of our suppliers let us use their pictures, and they're probably better at taking photos than we are. And So yeah, he's been rattling along, and I said to Jeff, "Go, young bugger, he's doing it twice as quick as I can do it." And he's picked up on some of the Steiner parts. They offer instruction guides, like on a carby kit. There's a little instruction there that we're allowed to use, and we can put that into our website now. So if you're looking at a Farmall carby, there's a little sheet there now for the gasket sets, and we were still working on it, but we're going to have everything to do with Farmall carbies or something like that. We're going to have a little sheet on where the tag will be on your carby to check that your number's right and all that sort of thing. And I used to have to download that, then put it into a separate file down the bottom, and here's your fitting instruction here. And we actually have fitting instructions for the carby gasket sets, and we're just working on the website, just getting it a lot better. That's the future. And next thing, he's got one in the description. I said, "How'd you do that?" And he said, "Oh, you just do this and find the part on the website and copy that link there and put it there." Well, there you go. I said, "Looks like we're both learning stuff." So he's not on the phone or anything like that. He doesn't understand. But the Case IH Farmall tie-up, he didn't know about that, and he's telling me the other day. He asked me about it, and I started telling him. He said, he says, "Look, I went home and Googled that." So you got a young bloke that goes home and Googles stuff to be better at his job. Well, that's a good thing too. So there you go. Hopefully the website, the work we're putting into the website, and that's we've made some shuffles in the business and that, and so that's going to become part of his role. Still doing all the invoices and all that, but there's a lot of gaps in the day. You've caught up with the invoices, and the truck's late today, so you haven't got anything to unpack. So there's a lot of gaps in his day. So, and we weren't worried about the gaps in his day if he was wandering around, helping people. But that's just the nature of the business. Go steady till people learn things. And so hopefully, I'm hoping that the website's going to have way more content coming in, and we will probably go forward from. At the moment, we're doing a lot of Steiner stuff, because you would not believe the amount of Steiner stuff we have for Farmall carbies, Farmall fuel pumps, John Deere carby kits and all that. And we have a lot in stock that's just not out there. Ellis Chalmers parts, Farmall brake parts, water pumps, the Farmall A, B fan hubs and things like that. We've got all that in stock, so we're just trying to get that all out there and get it current, get the information current, and do that. So that's, that's been a busy time at work with that. So, but it's a positive thing for the business, and it's looking good. So I'm a bit keen. I'm looking at it again myself now, and trying to put more time aside in my day to help with that. And what happens is, say the young fella makes a part, well, it goes into our website as private, so no one can see it apart from staff, and then nothing gets released, and I do the releasing, so I can actually have a look at the part, check data and all that, check the description, make sure the crossovers are right, and the search engine on our website's that bloody good that if you just put a word in, or say you have an international part number or something, you put that in. If we got that part on, if we have that part number anywhere in our description, it'll find it, and it'll bring it up, anything that is current with that thing or part number. So, and the other thing we're doing that we never did earlier, because the people that were helping set the website up, they're computer nerdy people, and no idea about tractors. So. And we didn't have time to tie parts together. So say you look at a carburetic gasket set on the website, and we also have we have a gasket set, we have a premium carby kit with a shaft, and we have a float. Well, once you find the gasket set or the float, well, down the bottom now we'll have pictures, links to other parts. So it's upselling. That's the word for it. It's upselling. We're suggesting parts that would go with that, in a hope that you buy them. But it saves people, and it's all about, nowadays on websites, it's all about convenience. So if you can find say TEA 20 carby gasket set, then when you look at that carby gasket set, we can offer you a complete new carburetor, we can offer you the complete upgrade kit, or we could offer you a float. You can't buy TE 24T floats at the moment, so no one's got them. So anyway, we'll work with that. I've got one coming in from America to have a look at, and they're from a Pommy Zenith carby, and they look similar, but whether they're correct I don't know. They'll go back out if I get them here. I have a float here, a new one here, so when we get them I'll measure it up and see. In Bundy Bear's shed, I've been trying to have a bit of a clean up. Like, it may not look like it, but this is the head off the 65, and I've got the 23 head over here that I've been always going to show how to pull those tubes that can leak that I just haven't got to yet. And I've been tidying up the bench, and yeah, you will all know about this, that your bench slowly gets more and more shit, and you put a bit away, and it just slows up. So I'm tidying up the bench a bit so I can get over there. I have some components coming up for the bench that I need a nice clean bench to hop into. So I've been cleaning up the bench a bit. I've got an ultrasonic cleaner there. Old mate that sent me all those carbies, those 5 carbies, I've got one to pull apart yet. I've been doing that every afternoon this week, and that's just a quote on them. And I don't know where these carbies come from. Doesn't really matter, but the choke shaft in them is seized solid on some, and I've been soaking them in possum pea, and I've been putting them in the ultrasonic cleaner on flat out with degreaser and the parts wash fluid in it, and heating it up and cooling it down. And we still haven't been able to get one out. I had to break one. Well, one broke trying to get it out, and the fuel lines on some of them are just cut off with a set of side cutters. So I don't know where these carbies come from, but they're rough. So the idea while I've got all these carbies here is to get an alloy plate, and I have shown it for the Zenith carbies. I've got an alloy plate, and you can sit the carby on this alloy plate and put it in the milling machine and just skim things, and it gives you something to hold, because carbies don't have nice square shapes often. So if we can bolt it down to this nice square block, well, then we can skim them and do things like that. So while we have all these Farmall carbies here, we're going to map the gasket patterns and countersink the bolts, so when we come up from underneath, we can actually come in underneath with countersunk Allen head screws and bolt the carby to a flat base and have it rigid and all that to do whatever we need to do to it. So we're going to take time and do that, but I haven't got to it yet. I'm still pulling the bloody things apart. I've got some of the kits, like this is the kit for the Farmall AM and the Farmall and the F14 fuel lift pump, fuel transfer pump. So I've got the kits here for them, but I've got a quote on it all yet. But I have ordered a lot of parts just to try and get it happening. But every evening after work, I'm on carbies lately, and we'll see how that goes. We'll get there. Yesterday, if you follow the Facebook page, yesterday I finally got to fitting the water pump on the Gold tractor. Saturday we went up to Tegeege, which is about 30 k's north of Bundy. We did a tractor show up there. I've got a little bit of footage at the end of this stew of it. It used to be a really big show, and look, the club that runs it's Yesteryear Vintage Machinery Club, and our club in town is Rum City Vintage Machinery Club. So they sent us our club a letter a while ago about, it'd be nice, could we support them and all that. So we did, and our club had one full little thing of engines there, and but with the tractors, like me and my mates rolled up from our club, and we had 6 tractors we took up, and without us, they probably had a couple of tractor pull tractors. But I've got footage of of me sitting on the tractor doing the Grand Parade, and you'll see how many tractors are there then. But it's a bit of a shame. It was they're lovely people, but it's just a bit of a shame that show's declining. they've had a bit of, over the years, they've got a bit of history of infighting and mucking around, and anyone that has had anything to do with clubs knows about that. Knows about how clubs work sometimes. So it's a bit of a shame. It was a bit of a, well, poor show is probably the wrong word for it, but yeah, there wasn't a lot of exhibits there compared with what there has been in the past. There wasn't even a coffee van. Like if you went over, I asked them where could we find a coffee, and they said, oh, you go over to the Lions Club thing. Well, at the Lions Club, you pay $2 and you get a little Nescafe sachet. Put in and usually earn yourself. So it wasn't a nice coffees and things like that, but that's fine. That's nothing much. And they were cooking chips, and yeah, they were cooking chips, and they were cooking chips that quick that the oil was getting cold because they were dropping frozen chips in. That there's still 2 in there, and they chuck a frozen one in the end. And but anyway, it was a. I think it probably would have been a disappointing show for them. But anyway, if us locals keep supporting it, it might keep ticking along. I didn't talk to well, it was a 2-day show, and I only went Saturday. I had stuff I had to do yesterday, so it wasn't that good of a show, which that's a bit sad really, but anyway, that's just how things work. This Friday and Saturday in Bundaberg, there's Agro Trend. Now, Agro Trend used to be quite a large agricultural show, and it was mainly for farmers and things like that, but over the years, as a lot of shows go, it's the big tractor blokes actually left quite a few years ago. They weren't going to it much. It was more of a lifestyle, lifestyle sort of show, caravan camping, all that sort of stuff. As many shows have gone like that, but they've got a bit of focus, and I think all the big tractor brands are going to be there, Massey, Case, JD and all them. I think they're all rolling in. Our club, Rum City, we're putting on a tractor display and a vintage machinery display, and at the moment there's 20 tractors booked in, so we'll see. I'm taking 4. I'm taking the TEA, the Gold one, the 135 and the John Deere 420. I've still got a little bit to do to the 420 yet. It's got a little bit of a miss in it, and I think I've got a faulty ignition wire going up to the coil, because it runs like pop, 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 then bang, like so. That's a sign that the ignition's, it's got a ignition fault somewhere. So I'm going to try and fix that. But look, it can just go up there. It's only 5 kilometres up the road. So I'm going to take 4 tractors up there. My mate Rocket, he's got 6. My mate Paulie, he's got his little TE20 at home here. Ray's coming up from Harvey Bay. And so anyway, it sounds like there's about 20 tractors booked in. The engine display is always good. In town here, we have a strong showing of engines. So yeah, next weekend we'll be there. I'll start dropping tractors in there on Thursday, but young Mitch, the new fella, he's got an RDO Friday, and Judy's away Friday at work, so I'll probably go to work Friday and I'll just be on site with the display Saturday. But my mate Rocket and Paulie and them, they'll have the keys to me tractors, so they can do whatever they want, Grand Parade or whatever. So that won't be bad. That'll be a good thing. What do I mean? My friend John from Gladstone, that is in the Gladstone Seafarers Centre. Are you here again? Hey? Yeah, I can just see your big head in the camera, I think. Yeah, got dirty feet all over me. And yeah, John from the Seafarers, from Gladstone, he was at Tegeege, and they're needing a few more of the crosses that we make for the, so we cut these crosses out, and I've got to take them to work, and I put them in the laser, and I put Gladstone Seafarers Centre, and then they drill a hole in them, and they, it's just part of a gift pack for the seafarers. So I did some, early in the year or late last year it probably would have been, and they've used them up, and he said they were accepted. They were people liked them. So I did half a run of that yesterday, but what's happened with it is I've had the ply there for ages and I didn't store it flat, and the ply's got a bit of a whoop in it. So anyway, I've buttoned it down as best I can, but I was having a bit of trouble yesterday. A run of crosses was 37 crosses, but I didn't get to 37. Yeah, by the time it cut the frame out, and I didn't leave enough on the outside, and it was starting to flex around a bit. So, but anyway, look, I've probably got 30 to do, 30 done. But yeah, I've just put them on the orbital sander, and I don't paint them or anything. I just cut them out, and there's a few furry edges on the ply. That's not my worry. That John will sort that out. But if I can cut them out and put the logo on it, well, they can give it a light sand, and they can do the finishing and the sealing and drill the hole in the top there and all that sort of thing. So that's up to them. So I left a 6mm tool in to see how it went, and look, it went okay. I might adjust the program and drop down to a 3mm tool, but look, I'll just see. This afternoon I'd like to do some of that. It's one of those things with the wood. Being a dirty old diesel mechanic, your hands get dirty, and so even though you give them a good scrub and a wash and all that sort of thing, and use hand cleaner, when you get up there playing with wood, it must just draw the oil out of your skin or something. So I've got to make sure my hands are really clean, so I'm not staining them up. So that might even be a job for early this morning, sand them up while my hands are clean. So far. The other job for today, the 135's right. Oh, the 135, getting it ready to go to the show the other day. Since I've got it going, and all I've ever done with it is run around home here, and I put the grandson on it, and we go for a drive, yip-yo around the paddock and have a bit of fun on it. And anyway, I thought what I normally do, I put the tractor on the trailer, and on the way to a show, I call in and fuel my ute up, and I fuel the tractor up too. So, and 135's diesel, so I thought, oh well, I'll go on the way to the show. I'll top the tractor up and see. But anyway, I was giving it a wash, and I thought, oh, I'll just see how much fuel it's got in it. Well, I opened the fuel tank, and I could see the bottom of the tank, not a sausage of fuel in there. And I thought, oh boy. So I got it. I was washing it, and pardon me. I was washing it, and I ran it straight up on the trailer and pulled the stopper. So I got away with it. I fueled the tractor up on the way to the show, but yeah, I looked at the tank and I thought, geez, how lucky am I that I didn't have the young bloke on it halfway down the paddock and run out of fuel, and you'd be carting drums down and bleeding it and buggering around. So. It's got plenty of fuel now though, so that'll be fine. But yeah, just something interesting. Today, now once I get the stew done and that, we're jumping onto the Perkins engine. This is the Perkins engine head. You haven't seen the video for that yet, but it's in the bag, taking the head off. I'll probably do a video today on removing the head studs, just one little video on how to pull the head studs out. Like it's simple stuff, but people seem interested in it, so I'll do that. And then we'll start, pardon me, I've got to pop the sump off and do the timing and all, pull all the timing gear off and all that sort of stuff. So there'll be a few videos on just stripping the engine. I still have to make a liner puller. Now, in the last engine I did up on the 135, I welded the sleeve, did a couple of runs up the sleeve just to try and shrink it that little bit to loosen it up, and then used the screwdriver method and just rolled it down. Look, it's a bit of a rough way to do it, but I did it, and I've done it many times over the years. But this engine, I'm going to make up the proper liner puller, and we're going to go through the process of pulling the liner correctly and getting the liner done. I'll probably send the block over to Quentin at Bundy Engine Centre and get the block all hot tubbed and cleaned and all that while it's all apart. And so when we start going together, it'll be a good thing. So anyway, look, that's it. There's a bit of footage I took on my phone of Tegeege. I better get stuck into it for the day and start doing, you can see the sun starting to creep up to the bench here. So the sun's up, it's coming in the front door there. So look, that's it for today. I'll try and get a bit of... I didn't take much footage at Tegeege. There's just wasn't much going on. And Nicole, that works for us, she was going to drive her tractor in, but something went wrong there. They didn't do it. I have a yarn to her to find out why, I suppose. But I was looking forward to giving you some footage of Nicole and Indy rolling in on their tractors. You'd seen Nicole, the one that you talked to on the phone, if you're local here, and yeah, I just thought it would have been interesting for you all, but didn't happen. But anyway, we'll see. All right, that's it. Have a good week, everybody. We'll catch up next week, and I should have a bit of footage of Agro Trend and the club display and what we've done there. So catch you next week, eh? Okay, we'll show a few little tractors. Not much here, but yeah, this is Baz's Massey Harris. The sunshine was a bit of an Australian thing in it. And the tractor's gone from there now. That's a 135. This is Ray's little T20. I wouldn't get too scared about it.
I've got 1950.
Oh yeah. There's Biddy's TEA. Paulies. Mate Davey brought a case and a bit of a V8 Fords, and that's about it. Apart from some of these other ones down over through here. So yeah, not a lot happening, but anyway, doesn't matter. We're out supporting it.